Hey, good morning and welcome to Vanessa Loves. I'm coming to you this morning from Antigua. We arrived here yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, and it's absolutely stunning. This is Galley Bay, St John's, Antigua, and I was up at 3:30 this morning, obviously because there's a 5-hour difference, and I just listened to some videos and I got some work done, and I went down onto the beach at 5:45, 6 o'clock and did my hour's qigong. I got rained on. It was absolutely stunning. As I was connected to Mother Earth, the heavens rained on me, and it was such a gorgeous feeling to feel so alive. And then I came down to have my swim. Okay, so I have my whole kit and caboodle here, and I train for a mile and I push it. And I was so excited. So Vanessa loves feeling properly excited, pissed off and grumpy to super excited. And what do I mean by that? As I'm walking down from my room this morning thinking I cannot wait to train in somewhere different, and it's just lush. Swimming out in nature rather than swimming baths is just a swimmer's dream, absolute swimmer's dream. And we're not allowed to swim in the ocean because there's a red flag there on my apartments, and they're right on the beach. So I came here. So I've got all my stuff. I have my float and my flippers foot to train my legs, and I have my hand paddles and my leg float to train my arms, and then I do free training in between. And I got down here this morning and I was super excited. I was almost hop, skipping and jumping on my way down here, all kitted up. And I go in the pool and I've got my goggles on and my hat and everything, and I go in the water. I can't see a bloody thing. I cannot see a thing. This water is stunning. But here's a whole nother story. It's cloudy because of the rock that it's sitting on. Normally in swimming pools you have tiles and clear blue tiles for the water, so it reflects the water. This water is clean and gorgeous, and it tastes fabulous, and it's not salty, and it's such a delight to swim in. But because of the body of the water is sitting in rock, obviously in keeping with the lush surroundings here, I can't see a thing. And it's not a square pool, as you can see, so how am I going to swim? This is like 25 metres from here to here without seeing anything. So I've gone from feeling really excited to bloody pissed off, because I'm like, now I can't train to my full potential. I really slog it. I'm huffing and I'm puffing. It takes about 35 minutes to swim a mile, and I do it in 7 sets of 10. And I'm absolutely now thinking, oh, bloody fuck, shit. How am I going to really go for it? So I'm kind of doing a few legs, feeling a bit grumpy and thinking how I'm going to work it out. And I can't even do my tumble turns because there is like a ledge here that obviously people sit on. So I'm now completely out of flow. I'm now completely out of kilter, which for anybody who trains or has a certain way of doing things, when you are then given a different dynamic, it throws a spanner in the works completely. However, because I was really pissed off and grumpy, and because I normally prefer living in the other state, what I was finding was it made me look for other options as to how can I still get the best out of my training, because I'm here for 10 days, so I really want to give it my best. I don't want to not train. When you train every day and then you don't for a few days, you really feel it. So I'm now thinking, okay, what can I do? So I do a few lengths freestyle before I then put my flippers on, and my flippers are bright yellow, as you can see. So as I then took them off after 20 lengths of doing that, and the kicking was fine because I swim with my head above the water, so that was great. So I've now done 30 lengths and I'm now back with my head in the water, and all I can see when I look up is these yellow flippers. Perfect. So what I do is I swim to this end, then I grab one and I take it to the other end. Can you see in the background? I can't see, but I've got a flipper on the rocks there that then directed me to the opening where I could swim. Well, maybe you can see it. Anyway, there's a flipper on the rocks over there, and so all I then did was head down and pegged it, but every so often looked up and just headed towards the yellow. And I just thought, you know what, even when you can't see what you're doing, and even if you're blinded by the sun, there are ways of doing things differently to keep you on track. So all I needed to do was, even though I can't see where I'm going in the water, if I just glanced up, and the yellow is so not in keeping, this bright yellow is so not in keeping with this lush surroundings, that all I needed to do was just swim yellow to yellow to yellow to yellow. And I finished my 70 odd lengths feeling really chuffed, feeling really fulfilled that I'd made the most of that particular session. So then when I come back tomorrow, I can start with that strategy. I'll probably even borrow Mum's bright yellow beach towel, and I'll drape it over the rocks there and have something else here, so I can just head between the two goalposts, if you like. But so really so then of course I've gone from excited to grumpy and pissed off to super excited. So how, when you are excited about something, or you find that you have something that kind of gets in the way a little bit, and you find that what you're used to doing, there's a spanner thrown in the works, whether that be the way you look at something, or the way that a situation presents itself, or somebody's pissed off with you, or whatever life presents at you, when you can't stay in your flow, how can you adjust the way you look at something to then make it still as effective and you know what, my strokes were slower. Rather than peg it like I normally do and sprint it and kick my little heart out and pull myself through the water, I just took my strokes just longer and deeper and fuller. So I'm going to be working different muscles there. My triceps are going to get more of a workout. I really pull my stroke down to my thighs rather than keeping it shorter. So therefore, this 10 days I will be working a different part of my body, and so when you are met with a block, where can you do it in a different way, where you can exercise, and I don't just mean exercise as in fitness, but where you can work out, expand a different part of you and your life and the way you do things, and still get the same result. There are many ways to do the same thing, even for one person. So I just really wanted to share that with you today. So now I'm super excited, and I can't wait to come back down there tomorrow. But the importance here, and really for me the main message here, is when you are thrown off track a little bit, or you feel good, or even when you're in a bit of a slump, there are ways to navigate yourself out of it. You do not have to accept it. And yes, life is going to throw at you all sorts of amazing things and all sorts of shitty things. But be aware, I think they're yelling at me for breakfast, but be aware of how you feel. And if you feel excited and joyful and passionate and enthusiastic and all the rest of it, great. Stay on the crest of a wave, and it will change. Don't beat yourself up for it. But when you find that it does change and you dip, just navigate yourself. Find ways. You know yourself better than anyone. This is just my way of doing it. If it sheds any light on the way you can do it for yourself, fantastic. But there are ways for you to navigate yourself out of situations that maybe are not quite so uncomfortable, or when you feel pissed off. So God bless you. I'm now going to go and get my bikini on and my sundress and cream myself up and go and have some breakfast. I think it's about 8 o'clock here in the morning. But I'll be back soon with Vanessa Love. So how can you go from excited to pissed off to grumpy to super excited? God bless you. I'll join you soon on Vanessa Love. Thank you. Bye-bye.